It's Dragon Ball time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the S.H.Figuarts Broly in the full power version from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. A new Broly, a new design, and just a whole bunch of new stuff, like a completely new mold. And I'm not gonna beat around the bush with this guy. I mean, already looking at him through the packaging, face looks super detailed, there's a lot going on with the muscles, so let's not waste any more time, let's go! If you don't want to waste time, why even show the box? Because some people care about that. But let's move on to the actual figure, the meat and greet, well, meat and greet, the meaty part of it. Almost 23 centimeters to the top of his head, so that means he stands at about 9 inches tall, really to the tippy top of the hair. Now have a look at the face sculpt, because, bruh, this face is amazing. There is a ton of detail in it. Not only the molded detail, but also the paint job. I think there's a little bit of red around the eyes. Let me go in really deep. Painted the mouth nicely. I don't know why the lines around his eyes are like kind of greenish, yellowish. I don't know. That I guess just for the energy effect, because of like the aura of a legendary Super Saiyan. There's a little bit of bleeding in the red in the eye, but that's really minimal. I mean, I'm zoomed in very closely, and you got the scar on the side. That also looks nice. For the hair sculpt, it is a lot more flowy, like classic Broly was a lot more spiky. So it looks a little bit more dynamic, and once again, the paint job, bruh. I gotta stop saying bruh. I love the metallic that they're putting in recently. We have a little bit of an issue up there, but quality control will hit me at all points. Like, I'm not even surprised anymore. Metallic in it is very nice, and then the muscle work. Oh, because you got that. I'm not gonna put it in again. I did it in the Gogeta review, but the muscle work is fantastic. There is so much detail in it, I don't even know where to start. And there's also shading. And that's what I talked about in the Gogeta review. Look at how much shading does for the body work. It's so good. It looks so nice and really a little bit more cartoonish, a little bit more anime style. So that's really good, and making the figure more vibrant. You have a big muscly dude, and really all you have is muscle, and you deliver on a great sculpt, and a great sculpt is only done better with a great paint job. So they did that. Scars overall, those are nicely done. Nicely painted, also molded in there, it's not just painted on there. For the record, as we move down to kind of like his robe, that could have used some shading, but you know, they really did it only on the muscle work, and I'm okay with it. If you want to paint one thing on the entire figure, it should be the muscle work, because there's a lot of that, and it makes it look really good, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I gotta move on from the muscle work. But there's the pants, like the robe around it, very nicely molded, got a ton of detail in it. Let me give you a spin around, also in the back. It's cut up in 2 pieces, and you have is it just tagged in, or is that a big hinge? We'll see about that. And the purple pants, no shading once again, down to the boots, and the big goofy feet, which is accurate. Let's remember that the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie had a really big difference in art style compared to your regular Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, whatever. So they kind of went with that, and it definitely helps with stability, so I'm not really complaining, even though it looks a little bit weird compared to all the other feet you have on the other Dragon Ball figures. Articulation work of this big guy has a lot of stuff going on. So first and foremost, the head doesn't really get that much. You just have a little bit of wiggle motion, doesn't really go back because of the hair. It's blocked. I think it's on a ball hinge, but you're really getting a lot more out of the neck. Let me move that forward. So that's really impressive. And again, to the back, because of the hair, not really working so well. But the neck, I'm thinking it's just on the ball joint. You have a little bit of side-to-side wiggle motion, and it does go back and forth. Got the big butterfly joint in the shoulder, completely molded in his muscle work, which is awesome. And then you got a ball joint in there on a long pack, so you can rotate that around. Let me combine these two and bring it forward. It's still blocked by his big chest, but that's to be expected. And you got a hinge in it and a bicep swivel, which doesn't go all the way around because of, you know, all the stuff that's going on over here. But you still get some very good range. Double hinged elbow, which does leave some gaps, unfortunately. Once again, what do you expect? With this muscle work, this like stuff you can hide. You know, you just pose it like that, and it's not really that big of a deal. And if you want to hide it, you can still move it up and you still get about almost 45 degrees. Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Have a little bit of a gap, and you're still getting that, so that's cool. The fist, however, is weird. I thought it was a ball hinge, but it's not. You see it's molded here. This could easily be a ball hinge, but instead you got two balls on a pack. And it's okay, has some rotation, but it's kind of limited. It's not the greatest choice they did. Chest articulation, moves forward, back, has a little bit of wiggle motion. Does go side to side, does make a really ugly squeaky noise, and it does not really rotate. Oh my god, ow! That sounds horrible. So I'm gonna stop with that. Then the lower torso area also makes a weird noise, but it does have pretty decent range. I wouldn't force it too much. It does go forward, and it does go to the back a little bit. The entire rope thingy is soft plastic, so as such doesn't really get in the way. And the thing in the back, yeah, that is actually on a hinge, and they made this piece to kind of peg into his butt, so it stays in place when you're really having it down. Now for the leg articulation, this one's really good, by the way. I love it. Goes forward 45 degrees. Wow, my voice is kind of taking a hit today. 45 degrees, and now my favorite part. Look at this, nicely covered up. We have a little bit of a gap, but still move it out like that. And just that you get this amount of range is crazy to me. And it does go all the way to the back as well, if you get the rope up. And also has some rotation in it. Then for the knees, those are double hinged. Also leaves a little bit of a gap, but has very good range of motion. And then you got the big ball hinges in the feet, which I should have done for the hands. I don't know. You gotta be a little bit on that. And it does rotate side to side in an angle. And finally you got the toe hinge to round it off. Just like regular Broly, this guy is really light on accessories. So you got two faces, the yelling face, which has a spot in his eye. Great. The yelling face, open mouth, teeth are nicely painted. And the other one with just like a maniacal look. I love this one. I love the maniacal looks. Then we got the grabbing hands. And a little bit more open hands. And no straight up blast hands or chop hands, but then again, Broly no chop, Broly smash. So obviously this review wouldn't be complete if I didn't give you a side-by-side of old Broly and new Broly. I mean, the differences are pretty clear. So I have the green hair, this is the anime repaint version, by the way, because I like that one a lot more. Broly has to have green hair. If it's not green hair, it's not Broly. But yeah, new Broly is definitely more realistic looking, and I hate talking about realism when we're talking Dragon Ball. But still, I mean, look at the muscle work. This one's really exaggerated, and this one's still exaggerated, but you know, you can kind of see it that it makes a little bit more sense than just all of this. Overall, I mean, I still kind of prefer classic design Broly. Not really the biggest fan of the purple pants, and this is completely personal opinion, guys. Just don't. I'm not gonna detract any points from this guy because purple pants. But anyway, yeah. And I also like the gold on this one, but I like the hairstyle. The hairstyle on new Broly a little bit more, I think. Also, is a lot more detailed. His face is still kind of sharp, but yeah, for the rest of it, the design is very much different. It's a new Broly for a new time. So that's gonna do it. That's gonna bring me to the final thoughts, and yeah, I do recommend this one because obviously this guy is amazing. The mold is great. Paint job is really good. Could use some shading, but that's not really negative. Could use more accessories. Could have better head and hand movement, but those are still just small nitpicks. While everything else is really well done, really well engineered, and this guy just looks great. It's really a different figure. And Figuarts once again delivered on bringing us a great Broly. Somebody at Bandai really must like Broly. And I can see why. He's big, he's mean, and he's powerful. So there you go. Recommended. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Broly wants.